If you on your square, if that's the qualifier, if you're on your square, don't be out here begging no woman to see your value, dog. Now, I'm not talking about debating with women and beating women up for not deeming you or whatever, you feel me? I mean, genuinely, G. If a woman not going for what you, and you know you prove your worth every time, like you really step about who you say you are, bro, don't beg no woman to see your value. Whether it's sexual, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, like Trill saying, like I know I'm valuable. It's a lot of women who validate that. And shorty, if you don't see the value in what I bring to the table, I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. They waiting for me over there.
And I think you should go get them.
And no, literally, rather than try to make her what I want, I'ma go see what they talking about.
And you know, what's funny is, man, this is the thing that most of us men face. And we're always constantly trying to convince women to see our value, man. Always trying to do that. That's why we chase, because we see what's fat back there and we can't control our little head. And we don't understand that she is not even showing us that she even wants us. A lot of times men don't even understand that, because what happens is when you wrap your brain around somebody emotionally, you're not even able to tell, man, does this person even like me or not? You know what I'm saying? You can't even get past that because you like, man, she got something fat back there. She's so good. She looks so good. She gave me her number. And you know what I'm saying? She's just tolerating you. You know what I'm saying? You never want to be around somebody that's just tolerating you. And I spent so many years of my life trying to convince women of my value, because I be thinking in my head, man, just, you know, maybe if I hit her up just one more time, maybe she'll be convinced then. So in my head, that's what I subconsciously thought. I thought maybe I just gotta keep at it. Because maybe she's gotta get to know me. That's what it is. A lot of us, man, we kind of just feel like, man, once she get to know me, she'll see that I'm really valuable. That's not how it works. Because a woman knows that she like, as soon as you open your mouth, really even before that, a woman already knows that she's interested. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think, first comes the physical attraction. And after that, it's once you open your mouth. So really, it's counterproductive to try to convince a woman that you really like her. You should never, ever try to prove yourself. Never. And I like how Buddy said in the video, like, if you on your square, you should never, ever try to convince a woman of your value. And what that means is, as a man, if you have a bigger picture in mind, if you have a purpose, you working on that, you have hobbies in your life, you have a life and lifestyle to where it's abundant and not scarce, then you should not be worried about why a woman doesn't like you or not. That's not the woman for you. That's how you got to look at it. If she's not interested in you and you feel like you got to convince her to like you, man, step away. But for years and years, I never understood that, because I was always taught that you got to go for what you want. But with women, it's a different type of game. You know, at this point in my life, for me, I only deal with high interest women. And I've been preaching this. If you've been watching my channel lately, I've been preaching this a lot lately. Only deal with high interest women. And well, how do you know a woman is high interest? Well, it just depends, right? If you are on a dating app or Instagram, right? A high interest woman is a woman who is, when you're messaging her or whatever, right? When you're messaging her, she's not giving you one word responses. She's giving you sentences or paragraphs with the question at the end. That's a woman that's high interest. A woman that's interested in you. A woman that doesn't care about you taking her on the first date to go get a coffee or go get a smoothie or go get some hot chocolate or go for a hike in the park. That's a high interest woman. That's a high interest woman. And as men, we have to be able to differentiate between high interest women and low interest women. Because low interest woman is a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Even in person, when you meet a woman in person, the way you're able to tell if she's high interest is by the conversation. Does she seem uninterested? Is she just on her phone? Is she looking away? Is she trying to get you out of her presence? You know what I'm saying? Is she asking you questions? Is she engaged in the conversation? Those will be indicators that will show the high interest. Is she looking you in your eyes? Those are ways you can tell if a woman is high interest or not. See, so many of us men, we don't have good situations with women because we begin wrong. We entertain women that have low interest in us. And so what's going to happen is you spend all that time trying to convince her of your value, convince her that you're good enough. But if you know you're valuable, that should be enough. Because like Buddy said, you got to go where you're wanted. The key is to mess with women who already like you. You don't mess with And I understand you want to mess with women you like as well too. But in that case, you have to always be building yourself up so that the women that like you are the women that you want. Because once you learn how to for me, I only mess with women that like me. I only mess with women that have high interest. So that way I'm not wasting my time. You don't want to be wasting your time with these women because you got to think, man, our life is like a phone battery. We know it's dying, but you don't know when it's going to die. So if you want to waste your time with women that have low interest, you do that. But a lot of it is because we can't control our little head. You know what I'm saying?
It's so easy for me to tell when a woman isn't used to talking to men who respect themselves and value themselves. When they start playing games with you, purposely leaving you on open, purposely not replying to you on time. Pretty much when they start testing you and you don't beg for them and ask them 1,000 questions and you kind of just cut them off. Like that's literally what I do. Like we could be talking for 2 months and you suddenly start acting shady and whatnot. And I'm not going to come asking like where you at and stuff like that. It's like, if you want to go, you can go. And the amount of girls that I pissed off doing that, like it's just one of those things. Like I'm not finna sit here and waste my time. I got too much going on for you to be out here like causing havoc to my peace. I don't do that bullshit. Like keep that shit wherever you was at. I'm at a point, like when that happens, I'm just at a point where I'm at a mentality towards that particular person. Like I wish we would have never met if you was gonna bring that bullshit into my life. And I've had girls throw tantrums about it. Like they get mad, they block me, and I'm like, bro, like you pissed yourself off trying to make me mad. Like I said, keep that bullshit over there, man.
So here's the thing, man. We deal with game playing as men. We deal with all these games. And you know what, y'all know what the games is, the 10-hour text backs, oh, I don't want to do this, or the maybes, or all these going ghost, all these different type of things happen because you're dealing with a woman that has low interest in you. And the thing is, I don't deal with games in my life because from the jump, I'm making sure the woman has high interest. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting rid of any woman that got low interest. And like I said, the indicators you're looking for is how engaged is she? Whether it's in person or it's through the phone, how engaged is she? Even if you're in a relationship, you gotta constantly gauging how interested or how engaged your woman is into you. As a man, you can never get comfortable. Always continue to maintain your value by keeping the main thing, keeping the focus, your higher power, your purpose. That should be number one. Keeping your hobbies, your friends, you know what I'm saying? Making sure you getting your daily motivation, daily inspiration through reading or podcasts. You got going to the gym, keeping your fitness right. Your priorities where they need to be. You got to prioritize your life in the right way. And if you know that you are doing what you need to do, then a woman that is playing games, like Buddy said, those women got to go. Those women have to go, man. We don't deal with low interest women over here. You can't do that, man. It's so many of us dudes, we put ourselves through this so many times because we don't know how to identify a woman who has high interest in us. Because most men, let's face it, man, most of us have not experienced a woman that we really like and she also likes us back. Most of us haven't experienced that. You know what I'm saying? I have. And those are the only type of women I deal with. Because when you deal with a woman who has low interest, guess what? You're gonna have to continue to convince her. Even if you're in a relationship, you're gonna always have to convince her because how you start something is how you finish. So like I said earlier, any woman that's coming with one word responses, or they're not too happy to see you, or they will always want to change your plans, or they try to demean you, you know what I'm saying? Any of these different type of things where you feel like, man, why is she acting like that? Any woman like that, she has to go. Because that's a woman that has low interest. Because think about it, right? Let's take Drake or Chris Brown, for instance, right? You think a woman is going to play games with them? A woman that likes them? You think she's going to play games? She's going to push a date back or reschedule or, make up excuses or play games? Or do you think she's going to do any of that? Because she doesn't want to mess up the situation with them. So that's how you got to treat yourself. You got to act like you are Drake or you are Chris Brown and treat yourself like that. Any woman that's giving you low interest or they're giving you to run around or putting all these obstacles in your way, you got to let them go because they're not really interested. And all you're going to do is give yourself a headache. And it's just going to be toxic. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be discouraging. You're going to feel like you ain't worth nothing. No, only deal with high interest women at the end of the day. And like I said, you have to be able to vet. It all goes back to vetting women. You have to be able to vet women. You have to have a system or a way of vetting women. You got to be able to differentiate low interest women from high interest women. And the way you do that is by continuing to raise your value as a man, not let your little head take over your big head, and being able to see, okay, this person right here, they only giving me one response, bye. Oh, this person right here, she always takes 5 hours text back, bye. This person right here, she never reschedules with me. When I ask her if she's free this weekend, she'll always say maybe and bye. That's how you gotta do it. Because at the end of the day, a woman that wants you is gonna make it easy for you. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gone.